Beneath the relentless sands of ancient Mesopotamia, a group of relentless archaeologists uncovered a secret that would forever haunt the chronicles of human history. It wasn't treasure, nor the burial chamber of a lost monarch. What they discovered was far more disturbing. A collection of obsidian tablets, each inscribed with a language that defied every known system, a tongue no living expert could even begin to interpret. The markings on the stone were hypnotic, swirling with a strange grace, almost as if they pulsed with a life of their own. They slipped through the grasp of every linguistic rule, resisting all attempts at understanding. For generations these enigmatic tablets languished in a fortified vault, a silent enigma from a civilization erased by the passage of time. The world's sharpest minds, historians, linguists, cryptographers, pored over the tablets, scrutinizing every detail, desperate for a breakthrough that never came. The carvings were intentional, impossibly old. Carbon dating revealed they predated Sumer, the earliest known civilization, by thousands of years. Scholars dubbed the writing Proto-Sumerian, a placeholder for a vanished people who left behind no ruins, no pottery, nothing but these cryptic stones. Who were these shadowy ancestors? How did they disappear so utterly, leaving only these silent messages carved in stone? The tablets surfaced in 2023, near the fabled ruins of Eridu, one of humanity's oldest cities, buried deep beneath layers of forgotten earth. Dr. Aris Thorne's team at first suspected a geological oddity, but what they revealed was far stranger. 12 obsidian tablets arranged in a perfect circle as if placed with ritualistic precision. Each stone bore the same mesmerizing script, the symbols weaving and repeating in patterns that seemed to defy logic. The chamber itself radiated a sacred energy, heavy with the weight of forgotten ages, as if the very air vibrated with the presence of the ancients. The team instantly sensed the magnitude of their find, a discovery destined to echo through the corridors of time. For years, cryptographers and linguists obsessed over the Proto-Sumerian glyphs, devoting endless hours to the riddle, but the language remained impenetrable. It was as if the script was crafted to be unreadable, its logic operating on a level beyond human reason, mocking all who tried to decipher it. As the world's attention drifted elsewhere, the tablets faded into obscurity, a mere footnote in scholarly texts, except for Dr. Thorne, who refused to abandon the search, endlessly seeking the key to their secrets. The enigma endured, a silent dare from the depths of time, waiting for someone daring enough to heed its whispers and pursue the truth lurking in the shadows of history. What made the Proto-Sumerian glyphs so impossible to decode? For centuries, scholars and linguists have puzzled over these enigmatic markings, their true meaning shrouded in mystery and speculation. Their structure was unlike anything known in the ancient world, defying all attempts at comparison with other early scripts. The script was non-linear, arranged in complex nested spirals that seemed to defy conventional reading patterns. To read a sentence, one had to follow a path that coiled inwards and back out, with symbols modifying each other based on proximity, direction, and even the angle at which they were carved. It was a three-dimensional concept forced onto a flat surface, a linguistic labyrinth that challenged the very idea of written language. A symbol's meaning could change dramatically depending on its neighbours, creating endless possibilities and interpretations. Over 7,000 unique glyphs have been identified. No alphabet, no Rosetta Stone, no clear starting point for translation. The language was a conceptual web, not a sequence, with ideas and meanings branching out in all directions. No translations, no bilingual artifacts, no mention in any other civilization's records, only silence from the outside world. Some theorized this culture existed in total isolation. A brief, brilliant flash of innovation before vanishing without a trace, leaving behind only questions. Dr. Thorne's team catalogued every glyph, mapped their relationships, built vast databases, and ran advanced algorithms in hopes of finding a pattern. Yet every breakthrough led to a dead end, each new theory unraveling as quickly as it formed. The whispers of the past remained indecipherable, their secrets locked away, waiting for someone to finally understand their language. The Proto-Sumerian glyphs pushed human intellect to its limit. Researchers could see the notes, the glyphs, but not the melody, the meaning. The spiral structure suggested time and sequence were integral, but the logic was alien. Our languages are linear. This one described interconnected states of being. A sentence might describe an event, its memory, and its consequences all at once. Linguists struggled to even model it. Years of work yielded only more questions. Some began to believe the language was never meant for humans. Perhaps it was a record for someone or something else. The project was on the verge of abandonment. Then, Dr. Lena Petrova, a computational linguist, proposed a radical idea. If the language's logic was beyond human intuition, perhaps it needed a non-human mind. She suggested turning the problem over to an advanced AI. Desperation led the team to Kronos, a quantum AI built for complex problem-solving. Kronos could process trillions of data points, seeing patterns invisible to humans. Dr. Petrova believed its architecture was perfect for the Proto-Sumerian glyphs. The team fed Kronos every scan, glyph and failed theory. The AI's only directive: find the structure. For weeks, Kronos worked in silence. Then a breakthrough. Kronos built a working model of the language, displaying spirals as rotating three-dimensional objects. The key was not just position, but the speed at which the spiral was meant to be read. The language encoded its own rhythm. Kronos created a digital Rosetta Stone, letting researchers see the language as its creators did. With the structure in place, translation began. The first outputs were poetic, strange, shadow of the first sun, water that remembers. Slowly, coherent sentences began to form. The first full translation emerged from the central spiral of the first tablet, a pattern that had puzzled researchers for years. Its meaning had been lost to time, until now. The team gathered, breathless and tense, as the decoded text slowly appeared on the screen, each symbol revealing a piece of a forgotten message. It was not a history nor a prayer, as many had hoped. Instead, it was something far more chilling. A warning, written in a language meant to outlast empires. The message was stark and direct. They come from the quiet dark. They drink the light of stars. Do not look up, the text urged, as if the very act of curiosity could summon disaster. Do not listen for their call. The warning was clear. Some things are better left unknown, some sounds better left unheard. To know them is to invite the end. The fear in the ancient words was palpable, echoing across millennia. Silence is the only sanctuary. In the hush of forgotten temples, the ancients had tried to hide from what hunted them. The lab's excitement quickly turned to dread as the implications sank in. This was not just a myth, but a dire message. The words spoke of a cosmic terror, not of gods or kings, but of a threat from the sky, something vast, unknowable and hungry. As Kronos the AI translated more lines, the warnings became even more specific and horrifying in their detail. The Star-Eaters were described as beings of immense, non-physical energy, a plague of consciousness that consumed not just light, but the intelligence and energy of entire species. They were drawn to civilizations that reached a certain threshold of development, as if progress itself was a beacon for their hunger. The third tablet chronicled the ancient people's own demise, their final days etched in desperate script. Their language, the ancients believed, was a cognitive shield, designed to be invisible to the hunters in the dark, a last defense. But it was too late. The darkness had already found them, and their defenses crumbled. The final entry was haunting. They hear our thoughts. Even silence could not save them in the end. We go into silence now. The last words of a vanished people echoing in the void. Do not make our mistake. The plea was unmistakable, a desperate hope that someone someday would heed their warning. The team realized with growing horror that the tablets were not just a record of the past, they were a desperate warning for the future. The past was screaming at the present, and for the first time humanity was truly listening, uncertain of what it might have awakened. The revelation shook the researchers to their core. The Proto-Sumerians had chosen silence, dismantling their civilization to escape a cosmic predator. The obsidian tablets were a tombstone and a warning buried deep in the earth. Dr. Thorne's team decided to keep their findings secret. The implications were too terrifying. The tablets described a great filter civilization's rise, broadcast their existence, and attract the Star Eaters. The universe wasn't empty, it was hiding. Humanity was the loud, naive child about to draw the monster's gaze. The final tablets were the most terrifying. The Proto-Sumerians had observed the Star Eaters' fractal patterns in the quantum foam, entities outside space-time. They fed on organized information and coherent energy, the essence of consciousness. Simple life was ignored, advanced, interconnected worlds were a feast. The great filter wasn't war or collapse, it was the act of becoming visible. The very tool that allowed humanity to read the warning, Kronos, was itself a beacon. In deciphering the message, the team feared they'd already doomed themselves. Simulations showed a civilization's visibility spiked with artificial intelligence. Humanity was crossing the threshold. The tablets offered no defense, only silence. The choice progress or survival. The lab, once a place of discovery, now felt like a trap. Today, only a handful of scientists know the truth. They see the world's data streams and glowing cities as a banquet for an unseen guest. The warning, silence your minds, dismantle your networks, hide in the quiet cradle of your world. But how can they ask humanity to do that? To reveal the truth would cause panic. To stay silent feels like betrayal. The final, untranslated glyph haunts the team, a logical paradox, a concept beyond human or AI understanding. Is it hope, a weapon, or simply the end? Every day our world gets louder, our presence more obvious. The Proto-Sumerians left us their fear and their plea for silence. As you look at the silent stars, ask, is the universe truly silent or just holding its breath?